This is the Cma Indiana Youth Movement, and we're here with Judah First Band, and we're going to do an interview with them. Okay, so the first question is, tell us your names, what you do in the band, and who or what got you into music.
Me first?
Yeah.
All right, so I am Ryan Overby. I am guitar and vocals. And what got me into music? The love of the sound of a guitar is the original thing that got me into music.
Fascinating.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
What's your name?
My name is
Start
Carmen
your name.
Overby. What else am I supposed to say?
What do you do?
Oh, what do? I play the bass, I guess.
and you do all the programming of the...
And the programming and the sound and who got me into music? Nothing really. I've never been interested in music.
We needed you.
But you needed me, and the Lord told me I needed to do it, so I did it.
There you go.
True story.
True story.
I'm Paul Catron. I play drums. And why do I play music? My parents made me. When I was a kid, I had to take piano lessons, and believe it or not, I took accordion lessons. Yeah, I know.
You can play an
It's like-
accordion.
I hated it, so I started playing the drums.
Interesting fact, you can play an accordion.
Not anymore.
I think you just add an accordion to your band then.
I've been on that banjo
Ain't
with a
gonna
distortion, and he won't let me.
No,
Bagpipes.
it's
are better.
crazy. Yeah, bagpipes
Yeah.
is good.
Where you're starting, you're good.
Becky's next.
I'm Becky Catron, I'm Paul's wife, and we've been married a long time.
Yeah, but you don't. You
Yeah.
gotta tell them what you play.
I
Or
don't
what-
play anything,
Okay.
I just help out with the band.
Well,
She's
she-
And I
my
have ever since Paul and I met in high school. He was in a band then. I've been helping ever since.
Yeah.
she's my drum tech.
She does, like, helps him with the drums, getting everything set up, because there's a lot of pieces to it. She also does all the t-shirts when we have merchandise, and she handles all the finances behind the scenes and
She's a
everything.
secretary treasurer.
Yeah, there you go.
And I think he plays the drums to make his parents mad,
That started probably.
Yeah,
to make up for the accordion.
Yeah.
there you go.
What age did you guys start playing?
As a group, or
On your
individually?
own
At
end.
your age.
I started playing guitar when I was 10.
Let's see, you don't want to tell my age. Are you kidding me?
No, just when you started.
No, when you started, you don't tell your
Oh,
age.
4 years ago.
Well, now you just tell your age.
Well, they don't know how old I am.
Well, I mean, we can.
I'm 30.
I started when I was a kid. I started recording piano probably in grade school. And then I moved to drums probably when I got into high school. And I liked them better.
When you figured it wasn't, it was off.
Yeah, it's like recording's not cool.
Hey, y'all are on Facebook. Go for it. Okay. Question 3. What is one of your favorite songs to play?
Song to play?
Mhm.
I got a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's actually a song I didn't play tonight.
Why didn't you?
Surrender.
Favorite
Not,
songs.
it is one of my favorite songs. I mean, Fear is a Liar is probably my favorite one to play in a set that's more relevant because it's to the message of suicide and society today is really like profiling people and telling them that they don't look a certain way. That's like that affects me a lot, and it really messes with me. But if I'm in so that's my favorite song that we played tonight, and probably one of my favorite songs. But it's a rival to Surrender. We didn't play it tonight, but that's one of my favorites all the time.
You are my king.
Yeah,
Yeah, we didn't play that.
we didn't play that one either.
We got a bunch of them. You know, I'm kind of like Ryan. I'm kind of torn because Fear's a Liar is probably one of my favorite ones to play. But I also like Shout to the Lord.
Yeah, so, and Revelation song.
Yeah, Revelation, but we don't play Revelation.
No, we never have. We probably ought to. We probably
We
ought
probably
to.
should.
Yeah,
We've had
fault.
people ask for it.
yeah. What's your favorite song, Becky? That we played?
Just pick one that's your favorite.
Yeah.
I don't have a favorite, I love them all.
Yeah. You notice
Different
we
song,
didn't even pick one
different
of our
song,
own
different
songs.
mood.
Now
That's
she's telling
weird.
us lies.
Yeah.
Well, it's because we always mess up our own songs.
Yeah, right. Yeah. We can't even play our own
So
songs.
bad that we can mess
Our
up.
songs are harder to play.
Mhm.
All right, here's a fun question. What's the funniest thing you've ever seen Paul do?
Here we go. Here we
So
go.
there's two. The funniest thing, we were at a New Year's Eve concert, and Becky wasn't there to witness this. But we were doing sound check, big line array rig and everything, big deal. And we were playing at New Year's Eve, and so we were doing sound check, and all I hear is and crash. His throne, which is the seat that he stands on, snapped in half.
Yeah.
And all I seen was 2 feet in the air and sticks, and he goes, I have a problem. But luckily it was on sound check.
But it turns out that was not the right. I mean, it was a cheap throne.
Here you go. See,
It turns out it came from
Musicians.
musician. No, it was from the Guitar Center.
Guitar
Oh,
Center, yeah.
well, that's
And they didn't
terrible.
make it as heavy duty as the rock and sock was supposed to be, and the leg broke off. And I fell backwards and hadn't had that speaker behind me. I don't know where I would have gone.
Oh, it was a long drop. It was a big stage.
It was
Behind that curtain.
Behind that curtain was a drop off, and he would have been hurt. I mean, but it was funny because he wasn't hurt. But I mean, it was funny because I was sitting there like,
Oh, he's laughing.
Well, I was like, what's he doing back there? You know, and all I heard was, and I saw the feet sticking up in the sticks, like, yeah. So anyway,
yeah, melodramatic.
yeah, very good. That was the funniest thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't know.
Well, I don't know. You got a different question, probably.
Well, I have a different question.
What's the funniest thing you've seen Paul do?
That's probably it.
picking on me.
I have to think about it. What's the funniest thing you've done?
I don't know. That was pretty good, I
I
thought.
think so.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
That's
good.
probably the best.
Okay, so what is something you can ask the folks watching to pray for about your band?
Was that to us individually? Pray for that we stay focused, that we're humble about what we're doing, that we stay sincere and genuine. That's one of my pet peeves is not being the same person on the stage as you are off the stage. Don't be somebody you're not. Be real. That's me personally, but you guys can go ahead.
Well, I'm the same, but I want to add to that. Always be generous and help others.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for the ministry, I wouldn't be doing this. I wouldn't be playing music.
Yeah.
So, you know, I just think, you know, pray that God keeps us focused and doing the things that we're supposed to do. And I think that when you commit yourself to Him, like, He will do that. But, you know, we always need prayer to stay focused and to do what we need to do.
Yeah, help others. I'd kind of
Yeah.
compliment what she was just saying.
Yeah,
I mean, that's one of our missions in life. I think when we all created, just so you guys know, I mean, if we like being secret Santas sometimes, and if we see somebody that's really struggling or needs something, we find out about it, somebody reaches out to us, and we can support that. That's all part of that focus and that vision is to help each other out. When somebody's down, pick them up. And you don't need that self-recognition for that.
No.
But to go back around to what we pray for, to stay focused.
Yeah, to stay
Yeah.
focused. Absolutely
Well,
focused.
that's exactly it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it.
I'd also say you guys need prayers for safe travels too, because you said
Oh, yeah.
5-6
Always.
hours
Yeah.
here today.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're on the road.
I'll tell you right now, there was prayers that got us here. We've been having brake problems for like 2 weeks. Dan can attest to this because I was even picking his brain, right? And I was like, our rear brakes are getting red hot. And he's like, dude, I'm praying. We're all praying for you guys. And I worked on it, and I really didn't do anything to it other than checks and stuff. And we got here and there was no heat coming up those brakes. So
prayer is
those prayers work.
Power of prayer is amazing.
Power of prayer. It's underestimated.
We got another fun question here. Are you a cat or dog person?
Oh,
I'm both.
so that's
I have to say both too. I mean, I love animals.
So I got Leo.
we love all.
Leo is my dog, and I love him.
He loves his mama.
And he loves her too. And then, but we also have like, don't judge us
They got 100
by the name
cats.
of our cat. My cat, his name's Church, off of Pet Cemetery.
I love that movie.
Yeah, well, anyhow, he looks just like it. And
Yeah, we got a cat that looks like that.
yeah, like the blue. Yeah, and he's just got a good personality and stuff. I like.
All we have is cats right now, but I love Leo.
Oh, he likes our dog.
Yeah, I like
We're
your
coming back
dog.
from a concert or whatever. He's excited to see us. He sees all of
He
us.
answers
every day.
questions.
And he answers questions.
Yeah,
He's smart.
Yes, we
he
have.
nods or
avoid
he
that question?
shakes his head.
That's the question we just asked.
Yeah.
Get down there. Name one thing you are doing to serve Christ that makes you uncomfortable.
Makes you uncomfortable.
That's a good question.
I'll tell you what, I stress myself out of really concentrating on being the same off the stage as I am on the stage. That's probably what makes me uncomfortable. It's because no matter how hard I try, Ryan's gonna fail, right? And when you go up on stage, sometimes you're looked differently. I mean, we've had radio interviews, we've had, just all kinds of stuff. And that stresses me out. That makes me uncomfortable because I'm always double checking myself and I know I never can.
So you're uncomfortable right now.
Huh?
You're uncomfortable right
Always I am. Yeah, I mean, seriously, always. I don't want to be a false witness like this. That's my deal.
I'll answer it.
now. Yeah,
Go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say, if you're still thinking, I think sometimes getting on stage, because
Intimidating.
I mean, sometimes we get up in front of, and it's like a festival or something like that, and you've got a bunch of other groups coming up too, and it's usually chaotic, and it's usually you're thinking, how am I gonna get through all this with everything and sound decent? So
And you hear
sometimes just getting on stage.
I didn't even think of that, but yeah, it was like, can you imagine if, like, you played right after Hillsong, and then Matthew West was right after you, and you're mixed in that, and you're not worthy of being that. Now, I'm not saying we were ever put in that place, right? But that's what it feels like.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it feels like. I mean, you're just intimidated. It's like, we're not very good. I can't sing. It's like I can't compete with, and it's not a competition.
No.
I'll tell you, sometimes I get aggravated before I get on about certain little things.
You
And I
let
have
things
to-
get to you.
Yeah, I let things get to me, so I get an attitude. And I'm getting up there on stage to witness to all these people. I have to really focus and change my attitude
Yeah.
a lot.
Like
It's
you're-
hard. It's hard
It
sometimes to
is.
stay
It
focused.
is.
It is.
Or
Everything
if
going
somebody
on around
says
you.
something,
Yeah.
you want to
There's-
say something back and you can't, or
There is
you
so
know.
much going on that stage that is transparent to you that you have no idea that's going on. Things that are hitting in our ears, and when things go wrong, it stresses you out.
Yeah.
Like, because you want to do the best you can on a performance thing, but it's all ministry first. But it's just,
There's
yeah.
times when I just give up.
Sometimes you
I
just
keep
want to
going.
just,
Yeah,
like,
Forget
you pull
it.
these things out and like,
walk away.
it's not working.
Especially when you can't play your own song right.
Yeah. True
At
story.
least it's ours.
Yeah, it's,
Have you or anyone close to you experienced a miracle?
yes.
Feel free to share if you don't feel comfortable.
Yeah, no, there's been a couple of them. There's some I won't share, but I mean, there's, I would say our daughter, one time, she was going to her major surgery at Cardinal, or at Children's Hospital, and they expected to see something, and they seen it on the film, and we all prayed. I remember as a church, when she was little, we prayed over her. And that next morning, she went in for surgery, and the surgery was supposed to be like, 3 or 4 hours, and it was 20 minutes. And the doctor came back, and he said it was gone. It's a miracle, But there's been other things. I'll keep everything. Some people bring stuff to me confidential. I respect that. So, but I think I shared that with my daughter, our daughter.
Mine are kind of personal,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
I think we got kind of the same story, because our daughter one time was running up the basement steps at her grandmother's house, and I heard her running up the steps, and I heard her all of a sudden stop, and I thought, something doesn't sound right. So I went down there, and she was on the floor, and her hair was over her head. And I don't know how she'd landed, but if I'd have been there to see it, I'm sure my heart would have stopped, because she hit her head on the concrete floor, and she fractured her skull. And at the hospital, they did an x-ray of her neck, and they thought that her neck had a problem, that she could possibly be paralyzed. And she wasn't. they took her to St. Louis in an ambulance, and they did a lot of tests on her, and God was just watching over her because she didn't have any lasting effects from it. She had a fractured skull, but she wasn't paralyzed or anything like that. So, that was, to me, it was a miracle that I saw.
And there's probably a ton more. It's just
Yeah.
What other skills or hobbies has God blessed you with?
I can draw when my hands aren't numb. Yeah, I was blessed with drawing.
what can I do?
I can read and write
Right,
braille.
you have all
There
kinds
you go. Trying to think of something that
I don't know what I do. What is my skill? I don't know my own
And he
skills.
blessed me with just loving other people's little babies. I have a daycare and take care of them, but they know they have a safe place to go. So.
Well, maybe it's of helping people because I worked in the hospital for years. I'm actually a clinical microbiologist. I started as a medical technologist, but
He's gonna geek out on you. I'm just telling you.
but I've actually I've worked in microbiology in the hospital for a long time, and I feel like it's a skill or something that God's given me that I help people to get healed. So yeah, I always felt like if I did a job, I need to do something that would be something that would help somebody, and that's it for me.
I don't know if it's a hobby, but I'm just blessed to be alive, honestly. I mean, that's what I'll be honest with you. It could have went any way years ago, I'm blessed that I write, but what's weird is I don't like to read. Isn't that strange? I love to write, but I don't like to read. It's very different. But I write a lot of songs, and I guess that's a talent, and I still work on robots.
You got Robbie in the backyard.
Yeah, I got Robbie. No, I work on the industrial stuff. But he blessed me with a job. He blessed me with her. She's not a hobby, right? But I mean,
It's a skill. No, it's not a skill.
no, but she blessed me with. He blessed me with her. I'm all flustered now. No, but seriously,
first.
no. I mean, it's. I don't know what else. She said, "Honey, you can do anything," and I'm like, "Oh, he blessed me."
For
my
many
whole-
years, I didn't even know what my gift was. Honestly, I didn't.
Yeah.
I sat in the pew and I sat there and thought, what is my? I didn't know.
Yeah, it's hard.
I
sometimes.
questioned myself. Am I really, good enough to do anything?
Yeah. Goes back to fear is a liar.
Yep. Had a fear.
And to trust God.
Yep. Had to learn to trust God.
Would you rather be able to walk on water or fly like an angel?
Fly like an angel.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah,
fly.
I think so. I think flying would be cool.
Yeah, you hate fly in your dreams.
Yeah, because fly is like indefinite, and walking on water is only there's only so much water, right? When you
Yeah, but I
you
get
just-
tired walking
Go,
to
go, go.
Europe.
Well, like your wings aren't gonna get tired.
No, not if you're an angel.
That's the wings.
Like an
fly.
angel, not that you are an
Well, I
angel.
do like an angel.
Yeah. Okay.
Name someone that has been a spiritual influence in your life.
Terry Fryer is his name.
Oh, I gotta remember the man's name. I know one as a child that really stands out is the church I went to, took myself to, Bus Hart, and
Oh,
then
yeah, but
well, I call him Buzz. Everybody call him Buzz. And then the bus driver, Don Mollinex.
that was when he was us.
Oh no, it was on the Casey Avenue Baptist Church bus. Because he made it a point to get us out of the house and take us on the bus ride all through town, even though we lived 2 blocks from the church. So
Yeah.
those are the two.
I don't know if I can name one person, but I think it's the people I've played music with. Because, we pray a lot together. We, always talk about things, and I just think that, and I've been blessed to be in a couple of different groups, But, you know, anytime that when I'm in a group, it seems like it's spiritually uplifting for me because it's a support crew. So I feel like, you know, anybody that, several guys that I've been in bands for, and now in bands with, you know, with these guys, I mean, you know, it affects you spiritually when you're around people that are uplifting. You spend so much time with them. So I'd have to say it's a bit of a group thing for me.
My parents, my grandparents took me to church when I was a baby, and we just loved it.
Well, I'm gonna say that too. My grandparents took us from babies on, you know, up, and that's what got us actually going.
Yeah, I'll say my parents, I don't want to leave them out. I just like one person that spiritually made that monumental switch in my life. I wouldn't be playing music today if it wasn't for that guy. He would talk to me every morning and coach me and help me understand certain things and encourage me when nobody else would, you know. So that was a big deal. That was a big deal. So.
Thank you guys for doing this with us. That
Is
was
that
actually
it?
our last question.
We were having fun.
Yeah, that was actually our last question, but concert was awesome tonight. Thank you for coming all that way. And
Awesome.
thank you for doing this with us. We had fun doing this.
Yeah, that's all right.
That's fun.
We don't get to ask you a question?
Go for it. Ask for it.
You know a question?
So what brings you to CMA?
I was originally forced, but then I started to like it because I found Olivia. So.
You were forced originally?
Originally,
Who forced you?
my mom.
Why?
I have no clue.
Really?
She just said, "Carter, we're going." No choice. But then I met Olivia, so then I was like, okay, now I'm coming
For
for
me,
Olivia.
When I was like 11 or 12, my dad, he found it and he was like, he wanted to find something for us to do as a family.
Yeah.
And he found CMA and I was forced to come with first too.
Yeah.
And I didn't think I was gonna like it because at the beginning, our youth wasn't like
Lit.
sure.
I know what you meant.
Our youth wasn't as, you know, as what it is now.
Yeah.
It was we're seen and not heard. We're put to the side.
Yeah,
We're
right.
not supposed to, but like, we went to Playmon and I met all these people from all over the United States. I have friends in New York and California now because I've met them at Playmon and CMA events. And
That's
it's
cool.
just,
Yeah.
it's the family that you get just from being here. Like
Mm-hmm.
you walk in the doors and you meet a whole new family you didn't even know you could have.
Yeah. That's awesome. Awesome. Just curious, in like youth's point of view, what brought you here? You know, that's. I know your dad, right?
Yeah.
But that's the easy answer. But there's more meat to it. But no, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. We love to be here. We're gonna play in the morning too.
Fun.
I
Excited.
guess
If they let us.
if they let us.